Hello, my name is Muhammad Hamdan Abbasi and this is my testing video. Excuse me for the background noise. I mean, it's just my building noise. I can't really help it, so just bear with me with that. And the aim of this video is for me to just go through all my objectives and see if they work or not, and just get a run through of all the client needs and everything, and then just run my web application and see if all the parameters and filters work as expected. So let's begin with the objectives which I put out in my analysis through this interview which I conducted, and the literal objectives I found were to create a simple website with multiple drop downs for inputting various content filters, actor name, director name, genre name, movie name, and number of movies, as well as his movie rating. And I said I will achieve this by using the Streamlit library. Then I will allow the users to choose from four recommender options, which is the movie-based, genre-based, director-based, and actor-based from their respective drop-downs. And then yes, these filters will be originated from the 5,000 movie dataset, and there will be search bar for them. Let me just add this. Sorry. And then they'll allow the user to select multiple genres from a mixed movie recommendation, so I can pick out, say, comedy and action both as my filters, and then the movies will be recommended will be based off of comedy and action. And the user can input a specific number of movies which they would like, which I'll input in some slider format. Then this for genre based, obviously if say the user inputs the genre which they want, then they'll be allowed to choose a specific rating which they want the movies to be recommended by, and it'll ask the user if they want. Objective number 6 is to ask the user whether they want the movie poster or not. And then objective number 7 is it'll display for each movie, it'll display all the movie information related to it, such as the link, the rating, the story, the cast, and the director, as well as the movie poster if the user selected it. And I'll do this by web scraping IMDb information using BS4's Beautiful Soup 4 and Scraper API. Scraper API is just a third-party API I'm using for accessing IMDb website information because they have a lot of bots which prevent the usage of it, which prevent the access of such information. And then it'll obviously it'll have some validation and just try and accept just regular app validation for error messages in case, say, the user input is invalid or it cannot fetch movie information. And I have my dataset objectives. So these are my program objectives, and I have my dataset objectives. Basically, my dataset app dataset.py. I take in the IMDb movie 5,000 movie dataset, and then I cleaned it by extracting the relevant features such as the director name, actor name, genres, movie titles, IMDb rating, and all of that. IMDb links and IMDb rating, and then I store these into relevant data structures such as lists and tuples, and then I make clean these lists and tuples by sorting them and deleting any um, duplicate items. Sorry, when duplicate items in the data structure. And then I turn these data structures into vectors and matrices in order for them to be valid inputs into my different algorithms such as my cosine and kn algorithms. And then finally, these data structures which are now vectorized are put into JSON format, into JSON files. And then lastly, I have my recommender algorithm. So I have finished my main app, my dataset app, and now my recommender.py. And in my recommender, I mean it's pretty self-explanatory, but I would like my two recommenders with the cosine similarity and the KNN algorithm to compute the distances. In the KNN algorithm, I would like it to compute distances between the input and movie. I would like it to find the Euclidean distance between these movies, and then obviously display the movies which are closest to the input movie. And in the cosine similarity, I would like it to do the same thing, but by taking the dot product, so finding the angle between two vectors instead of finding the distance between them. And then obviously displaying the movies which have the least angle between the input movie and the other movies in the dataset. I'm just correcting while I go along many errors which are there in my document as of right now. In movie points, my bad. So let's begin this testing. Let me just run my program. 1 second. So it's, as you can see, it's using Streamlit, and I've imported here as well. Yeah, so as you can see, this is my website, which ticks off the first box in my objective list, which is to create a simple website with multiple drop downs. So let me just check these drop downs. You have all these drop downs. So say if I choose movie based, then it'll give me further drop downs for selecting the number of movies, or selecting the name of the movie out of the 5,000 movies which I have, and you can search it. It's a search bar as well. It works. Say I want to search up Harry Potter, or let's make it different. Let's say deconstructing Harry. 1 second. And as you can see, you can choose the number of recommendations you want, so the number of movies you want, whether you want the movie posters or not. And they have the disclaimer that it is based off of the 5,000 movie dataset. This is my logo, Rajflix. And let's begin. So the first type is movie based. Let's see if the movie based works. So let's say I put in 8 number of movies and I ask it for the movie posters. While we're waiting, I'll just correct my analysis and design. Yeah. So as you can see, it's currently in the process of recommending my movies. So we have zero, like the first movie, which is Death at a Funeral, and Deconstructing Harry, Death at a Funeral again. And yeah, these are like some faults which I have in my program. Somehow we found the first fault in the most random movie which I made, which I put in. But it will sometimes recommend the same movie because each vector will actually have the same quantity or same distance between the input movies. So it will create two instances of the same movie. But as you can see, in terms of the structure, you get the movie name, say Clerks. Um, this is the IMDb link for Clerks. It works and everything. Let's just check if the rating is correct. 7.3 here, and yeah, as you can see, 7.3. The story. This is the story. A calamity at Dante in Randall's shop. So if this works, yeah, I can update Dante in Randall's shop. So the story works. The cast is Brian O'Halloran, Jeff Anderson, and all these others. As you can see, Brian Halloran and Jeff Anderson are there. Then you have the director, which is Kevin Smith, and yeah, as you can see, it is Kevin Smith right here. So as you can see, the formatting works for the movies, which is the director, the name, the link, the cast, the story, and IMDb rating. And yeah, this will just keep on recommending me the number of movies. So I think I inputted 8 movies if I recall correctly. So it should recommend me 8 movies. We're on the seventh movie right now in Borat. So let's just check if Borat works. The link. So far, as you can see, the link works. It should be 7.4 rating, which should come up on this. As you can see, 7.4. And you can see the story, the Kazakh TV talking head Borat is just flashed to the US to report on the greatest country in the world. And as you can see, this works. Greatest country in the world. The director is Larry Charles, and as you can see, it's Larry Charles here. So everything on this works as well. And I think the indexing of this is wrong. So instead of starting from, I mean, instead of ending at 8, it's ending at 7 because my first movie is technically movie number 0. Like a small error, I guess. And well, you can see it's recommending me 8 movies. This is the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and eighth. So 8 movies have been recommended so far. I can change this. So I can make this say 5 movies, and say I don't want the poster to be fetched. So yeah, as you can see, it's pretty much the same stuff, but without the poster. And it's much faster, obviously. because fetching the poster takes a lot of time. My bad. And yeah, everything's the same. So if I put in death at a funeral, the link comes up. Sorry, the website page. It's 7.3 rating, as you can see, 7.3. Story is the chaos ensues when a man tries to expose somewhere along those lines. Yeah, chaos ensues when a man tries to expose a dark secret. The writer is Frank Oz, then says double check this correct. Yep, Frank Oz. Then cast is some Matthew guy, Keely Hawes. Yeah, Matthew is here. And yeah, so as you can see, the cast works, the story works, the editing works, and obviously the title and IMDb link clearly work. And yeah, these are all the movies got recommended. So five movies, one, two, three, four, five. Next, let's move on to genre based. I mean, we can do the validation as well, which is part of the objectives. So as you can see, if I don't select a movie recommendation tab, then it'll just tell me to select one in highlighted and say I select now. Let's go to genre based. So this will give me the list of 26 genres which I can multi-select. So say I want action and I want adventure. So you can search in this as well. So yeah, you have these two things. And this is the slider for the IMDb scores. I can go from all the from 1 to 10. So first let's check if 9 works or actually 8 because you barely have any movies which are not 9. So and let's say we want to fetch the movie poster and the number of movies you can choose. You can yeah, select from this. Let's say 6 movies and yeah, let's wait for the movie recommendations to come. In the meanwhile, I'll just keep on fixing my document. Yeah, so it should be done by now. Oh, never mind, it's still running as you can see. We're on the fifth movie now. Yeah, so it stopped running as you can see. It's recommended me 5 movies. I mean, and again, the indexing issues there, so it begins from 0. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 movies here. And yeah, as you can see, for each one, the story is there, the rating is there, the cast is there. And once again, you can double check this. So if you go to the IMDb link, 7.5 rating, as you can see, 7.5. The story in 1935, Indiana Jones. Yep, as you can see, 1935 Indiana Jones tells by Indian villagers. Steven Spielberg is the director. As you can see, directed by Steven Spielberg. Cast with Harrison Ford and Kate Capshaw. As you can see, these are the stars. Some of the many stars on this movie. So yeah, as you can see, my what's it called? Genre-based works. If I just put this to action, let's say, and I don't want to fetch movie posters, and let's change the rating to let's say 1, which is the minimum, and let's say I want 7 movies, and yeah, if you just wait for this. Still running. Yeah, so stop running. As you can see, 1, 0 being 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 movies which are asked here, 7 here. And then IMDb score is 1. Obviously, you won't have many movies around 1. So it will give the closest rating to 1, which is 2, or 1.9, 1.6, 2.2. All of these are pretty bad ratings for movies. So once again, I'll just check if all the movie information and links work. So this is what's called crossover. As you can see, crossover, the website for crossover comes. Rating, sorry, the rating is 2.1, and as you can see, it's 2.1 here. Sometimes, as you can see, the story doesn't work, and that's due to some error in HTML formatting for the websites, which happens sometimes in different web pages. And I could add that as a possible, what's it called, possible evaluation, I guess. So as you can see, in this one, it works, the story. So a troubled teenage girl, let's just see this works. Snow White, 2.2 rating, and yeah, as you can see, it's 2.2. The story is a troubled teenager girl finds herself in a web of lies and deceit. Yep, so the story matches. The cast is Shanley Caswell and Maureen McCormick. So yeah, that's correct. And yeah, so yeah, in some of them the stories work. As you can see in all these, the story is coming. And here obviously it's some incomplete story, and that's again due to the HTML formatting, which is part of an evaluation. So yeah, as you can see, the selected genre, the genre-based works. Now moving on to director-based. So you have all these many directors, just say from Quentin Tarantino, the legend himself. Um, yeah, so say we want, okay, let's just start with the easier one. So no movie posters, we want 9 movies, and yeah, let's wait. Let's see what comes up. And once again, this is checking off my objectives list because part of the objectives list was to post a web application which obviously has all these filters in them. Where is it gone? Yeah. So currently we're on the director based. We have director based and active based left, and that should conclude our testing for the website. Obviously, we show that they can select multiple genres as shown before. We selected action and comedy both, and it recommended movies based on those two multi-selects. And obviously, we can ask the number of inputs with the movies, how many movies they want. So as you can see, we put in 9 movies for this example, and it's clearly still running. Um, Obviously, we showed how it displays the movie link, the movie story, the movie information, and all of that, as well as the movie posters if we ask it to, and it will give appropriate validation messages in case, say, when we didn't click on any recommender option, then it asks us to select a movie recommendation option. So yeah, the web this has stopped running. So let us see. We have this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 movies right here, and as you can see, that's corresponding to this 9 over here. We have once again the same format, which is the link, the director, the cast, the story. Let's just check out this as well as the rating. Sorry, and in this the rating is 8.3, which is corresponding to this. The writer is Quentin Tarantino and the star is Brad Pitt. Unfortunately, I can't see the stories on this page, so I'll use another example. The cast, as you can see, is Brad Pitt. So let's go through the Hateful Height. Actually, no, this one also the story is missing, so it's not the perfect example. Okay, over here, Pulp Fiction. So obviously it's 8.9 rating, which is corresponding to this. The story of two mob hitmen, a boxer and a gangster and his wife. So yeah, the two lives of orphan, sorry, the two lives of two mob hitmen, a boxer gangster and his wife is corresponding with this. The actor obviously is Quentin Tarantino, and the stars is John Travolta and Thurman. Um, yeah, you have this John Travolta over here. Obviously, these are just a list, some of all of the list of movie cast which is in this Pulp Fiction movie. And yeah, as you can see, this works. Now let me just do the same thing but with movie posters, and let's change the movie parameters to, let's say, let's put four movies. Oh, sorry, yeah, five is the minimum. Let's put six movies. Actually, let's put 10, 11 movies. We'll never try 11. It will take a lot of time. And let's just switch up the director to say Steven Spielberg. Here he is. And yeah, let us wait for this to work. In that time, I'll just get my dataset ready, dataset testing, because that will come after this. Yeah, it's currently in the process of running. We have the BFG, story, rating, cast, and everything, director. So if you just click on this and see if it works. 6.3 rating, 6.3 over here. Story is an orphan little girl befriends a benevolent giant. Let's just check if this is correct. An orphan little girl befriends a benevolent giant, which is correct. The stories are corresponding, the rating is corresponding. This director Steven Spielberg, and the writers are the stars are Mark Rylance and Ruby Barnhill. So you have Ruby Barnhill here and Mark Rylance here, which corresponds with the information given on their website. So as you can see, this section, this one movie, has all the correct information and as well as the correct poster, as you can see, corresponding poster. So this works now. It will take a lot of time for all 11 movies, but let's wait. Still running. We're on movie number 6, 7, 8. Movie number 7. Sorry, movie number 8 because it's going in the wrong indexing for some reason. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Yes, this is the 8th movie right here. Called Munich. We have the story, we have rating, we have the cast. Let me just once again check if this is correct information or not. So yeah, as you can see, 7.5 rating, which corresponds to the 7.5 here. We see the story is Black September capture, something along those lines, and we can see it's correct here. There are the stars are Eric Bana, Daniel Craig, and something else. We have Eric Bana, Daniel Craig, and obviously directed by Steven Spielberg. We're currently on the ninth movie, and yeah, two more to go. The 10th one comes, War Horse. So yeah, it stopped running. As you can see, the 11 movies, Saving Private Ryan onwards from until the BFG. So we have all these movies. So as you can clearly see, um, the filters work, the movie poster work like usual, the number of movies work and everything. So moving on to actor based, and yeah, just some validation. If I don't put anything, obviously it'll tell me to put something to put in. And by default, the actor is 50 Cent because I put this in terms of ascending order, or sorry, descending order, and the numbers come before A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So 50 Cent is first here. Let's say you want to fetch movie posters, and let's just put this to 6. Let's change this actor to Chris Evans, say, and yeah, let us check if this is correct. Once again, this will take some time to load, so bear with me. And once again, sorry for the background noise. I'm currently in my balcony, and yep, this is just the wind. So movie number one, two. Okay, still on the second movie. This will take some time. In the meanwhile, we can check if the information and everything is correct, which has been displayed. So if you go to the function, so if you go to the Fantastic Four IMDb link, it works. Only a 5.6 rating, which is corresponding to this 5.6 right here. The story, the Fantastic Four learn something, something, something. As you can see, the Fantastic Four learn that they aren't the only superpowered beings. So the stories correspond as well as the IMDb rating, and then the which is directed by Tim Story, which is true. And stars, Chris Evans is one of them. So as you can see here, Chris Evans is one of the stars. So belongs in the cast department. So we move on to one, two, three, third movie. And yeah, I can see the error. I mean, not the error. I mean, it's sort slight inconvenience on my starting from 0 because I'm putting C plus equal to 1 before actually marking this down. So this markdown pretty much gives me the movie number as well as the link for the movie embedded into the movie name. So if I were to just copy paste this and put this below somewhere here, so somewhere over here, then it should give me it in order. I'll try doing that for my next actors based recommendation, so bear with me. So we're on the sixth movie. It stopped running, so it's recommended me six movies, as you can see. And yeah, these are all the movies: Snowpiercer, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and then The Losers, as well as What's Your Number. Yeah. So let's just check this movie's information, whether it matches, whether it doesn't. Six rating, and corresponds to the six story. A woman, something about her love life. A woman is back at the past 19 yen. She's dated and everything is corresponding, as well as the director being my lord, Milord, sorry for the pronunciation. And the stars being Chris Evans being one of them, obviously. So let's just check if this is correct. And yeah, this is so. As you can see, this actor-based recommendation works. Let me try this with no movie posters, but let me do this with the correct indexing. So if I just go to my movie posters over here, yeah, okay, this should, let's just go to some random actor, let's just say Alexia Fast, and say no movie posters, seven movies, let's say, and yeah, let's wait for the recommendations to come. So yeah, as you can see, we have Avatar, Pirates of the Caribbean, Spectre, and all these movies. In the actor based, let's just see it while it's still running. So we're on the one, two, three, third movie. Okay, so it stopped running. We have the six movies, sorry, seven movies. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. As you can see, corresponding to the seven. Avatar. Actually, let's try that bottom movie, Spider-Man. I just did this in random order, by the way. So we have this story, a strange black entity from another world with a rating of 6.3, 6.3, and strange black entity from another world, directed by Sam Raimi with Tobey Maguire in it, obviously. And yeah, we have all this working, Sam Raimi. So as you can see, this works. Next, by the way, it's running because I accidentally, yeah, by accidentally decreased the number of movies from seven to five for some reason. But yeah, let's keep it at five, and let's say I want to fetch movie posters, and let's say I change the director to someone called let's see, someone called Dane Cook, and yeah, this will be my final testing for this web app. Actually, I'll do another test showing you how what validation comes up if I don't put in a movie. So just bear with me while this runs, and once again, apologies for the background noise. It should be done hopefully very soon in a couple of seconds. Let's just check. So we have one, two, three, four, fifth movie we're on. Yeah, it's done working. So as you can see, we have Pirates of the Caribbean, Avatar, Employee of the Month, My Best Friend's Girl, and Good Luck Chuck. So let's just check if this works. It has a rating of 5.6 with the director being Mike Helfrich. So 5.6. Mike Helfrich, or yeah, in order to keep the woman of his dreams from falling for another guy, in order to keep the woman of his dreams from falling for another guy. So yeah, the director is matching, the cast is matching, the story is matching, and the IMDb rating is matching. Once again, the cast is Connor Price and Troy Gentle. Who else is there? Roger Smith, Sasha. Let me just go to the larger list of stars in this. So yeah, Connor Price being here, Troy Gentle being here, and then Mackenzie Movat being this over here. So all of these are working, they're correct, they're true. So yeah, this is my testing done for my web page. As you can see, all the objectives have been met, which is to create some simple website application which works on the basis of different filters with the user inputs. These filters leads to more sub filters such as the movie number, the number of movies that you want, the IMDb rating for in case if you're choosing genres, and allowing multi-select for genres, as well as the ability to search the movie names or the genre names or the director names or the actor names. And yeah, it gives appropriate error messages. Say you don't put in any input, it gives this. And a following error messages could come up is if the movie is not found. So say if I put in the wrong API key, so say I put in another number for my API key, meaning the API key is not valid anymore, and I run this app again. Say I put in some random genre, but this shouldn't work for any of them because my API doesn't work anymore. So say I put in animation, I put in some rating, and I put in robot chicken. As you can see, you could not find the link for the movie poster fetcher. Could not find movie information. So this is what comes up for each of the movies because obviously the API key doesn't work. So this is a further validation check, and that shows that all my objectives have been met. All of these 8 objectives have been met for my web page or app.py. And now moving on to the dataset cleaning objective. So my objectives for the dataset were to clean the IMDb and extract relevant features. So here, as you can see, I extracted relevant features in the DF data frame, and then I filled in these with any empty strings. And then I said I will store them in relevant data structures such as lists, which I have done. So I've created an actors list. As you can see, actors of movies. I've created a director list and I've created the genres list. So yeah, all these work, and I have a movie list as well. As you can see, movie titles, and this contains index number, IMDb link, director name. Let me just change this. IMDb link, director name, and actor name. Title contains the director name, index number, and IMDb link, and actor name contains the actor name, index number, and IMDb link. This I've converted into my CSV file, and yeah, this is the for loop which basically does all the one-hot encoding, where it just puts in ones and zeros for say if a movie has a specific genre or not. So it does a genre one-hot encoding and then appends the IMDb rating at the end. So as you can see, IMDb score is appended to the movie data. So the movie data is basically this full data. Movie data has been appended into full data, and full data contains the one-hot encoding. So this is the vector which we work on for our algorithms to use. And then at the end, obviously these get converted into JSON files, JSON.dump, and they are put into these specific file locations. So say if I open these file locations, say if I want to open movie data, so I go into my files, I go into movie recommender, I go into my, as you can see, one second, this is open in the data. So if I go here and then I go to data, and then I can go into movie data, and this opens up the file which contains all the vectors of the 5000 plus movies in my dataset. And yeah, these are all 126 in length because there were 26 genres, and then 27 because the last one contains the IMDb rating. So I'll just count these. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15. Lost it. No, never mind. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. So yeah, this is just 27 indexes because of the vector. And yeah, that's my data testing done. This is just a for loop which just creates unique ordered director names, unique ordered actor names, and this creates unique ordered genre names. These are just the 4 different data structures I put all these cleaned data into from the CSV file, and this for loops, as I said, just operates on them and inputs the relevant information needed to input into these empty lists. And then yeah, these empty lists then get stored into JSON files in these specific specific locations, specific addresses. That's my data set done. Moving on to recommenders. I don't really know how to test recommenders, but let's try. So say I can't test my fit algorithm in my KNN algorithm because it doesn't return anything. It just integrated into the this method, this function in my main application, which is this KNN movie recommender, and it just calls it upon this. Here, as you can see, the model, which is an object of the k nearest neighbor, is being instantiated, an object of it, and then model.fit. So this just uses the KNN to find the nearest neighbors based off of the Euclidean distance, and this Euclidean distance is calculated using this method, and this is a static method. But we can test the cosine similarities. Say I want to test Quentin Tarantino again for recommend movies actor. I want 8 and I want the movie titles for this. So I can just run recommenders. Sorry, one second. Yeah. So I can just run. Okay, let's try Chris Evans recommend movies actor. Not doing this one because it takes a little bit more time because I've hand coded this algorithm myself, whereas this one it isn't. But I'm using this one for my website application. So if I run this, run recommender, so it should give me 7 movies which are similar to the actor Chris Evans. Chris Evans in a list format, as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can change this to some other actor. I have no clue what the actor is, but Robert Downey Jr. If I run this, this should give me. It shouldn't give me anything because the name spelling is wrong. Yeah, as you can see, it gives me some empty list because its spelling is wrong. It should give me something. So, as you can see, the cosine similarities method of what's it called? Recommend movies actor works. It's giving me empty list again. Let me just check the guy's spelling. It's a GR dot. So yeah, I want this is just because of the mistypes and everything and spelling errors of the actors. That's why it's not giving me any list. Yeah, as you can see, it works now. So we have 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 movies in list format. So that means director actor works. So now let's try director. Let's put in our man Quentin Tarantino and check if this works. Let's just change the metric to say 9 and stop this. Run. So yeah, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You have 9 movies being recommended by the recommend movies director method, which returns the top movies. This is it. So yeah, as you can see, my algorithms work and my app works as well as my data set working. So thank you so much for watching. And just as a conclusion, you can see that these have been met, that the cosine similarity algorithm should take the dot product. As you can see in this algorithm, it is taking the dot product, and this is the dot product function. And it is recommend movies which are similar to it based on the angle, and this recommend movies based on the distance. I recommend n number of movies, and n in this case being like say 7, 8, or 9 movies. Um, and thank you so much for watching. My objectives have been met, and have a good day.